Hey, Chelsea. Hey, Asia. Very good to see both of you. This question is actually for both of you. Talk to me about the evolution of Jackie Young this season and just how important she's been to the team.
She's been great, man. Best two-way guard in the league. A lot of times she has the assignment of guarding their best or one of their best perimeter players and then going down and getting buckets on the offensive end. And she's doing it in a variety of ways, getting into the paint, shooting threes, getting to the free throw line. And she's also dishing the ball really well at a high clip and efficient. So each year she just keep getting better. And that's what you want out of any player, part of your franchise, that each year you come back better, for not just for yourself, but for the franchise as well.
Next question, staying here in the front row to your left.
Kendra Andrews, ESPN. I have two questions for you guys. First off, I mean, this Mercury team is an incredibly different team than they were a year ago, returning two players. What about them and this big three, their depth, make them such a dangerous team, and also just their evolution throughout the season as well?
Yeah, I think their pace and also their size. I think they are big across the board, which is something that you don't really see too much of in our league when it comes to just bigger size guards. And I mean, you have AT that can just facilitate the crap out of the ball. And so it's going to be very difficult considering also the series we just came out of. And I think that was the biggest thing that we kind of pinpointed today in practice was, there's no more Indiana series. We're past that. This is a completely different look of a team and skill level, everything from top to bottom. So we have to really buckle in on just managing their pace and making sure that we can just, on the other side, get spots as well.
And then my second question is it's the first time that a W series will be best of 7. I don't know if that changes anything of your approach, or just what do you expect of a best of 7 series? Is it just about having a little bit more stamina than best of 5, or do we just not know yet?
We don't know what we don't know, especially because we're just starting with game one. And one game at a time, I think when you look at it too far in advance, you lose sight of the moment. So just focused on game one right now.
Staying in the front row, all the way to your right.
Asia, I spoke with the four ladies who regularly speak with Pastor Ratner pregame at Chapel, and I want to say your shoot-around, your warm-up might be around the same time, but I believe you do have a pregame moment with him, and I know you speak about your faith. Can you talk about what his influence has been? I know they spoke very highly about how he uses analogies and speaks to them, and how that's important to you pregame to sort of bring you to a nice calm before the game.
Absolutely. And also when it comes to him, I feel like he's also been in a situation of being an athlete. So he understands firsthand of what we're going through, the feelings that we may be having. And I think the beautiful thing about faith is it can look and come in many different forms and waves. And you just have to have a pinch of it. The faith of a mustard seed can take you away, like a long, long way. And he does a great job of just making, between him and Becky, I feel like analogies and the way that they could just speak the Bible in terms of the ways that you can understand. I'm grateful to have those two people, but he's someone that's always given time just to pray over me, and I hope that everyone has somebody out there that's praying over them always. And he always takes the time out to pray over me in some of my crucial moments, some of my happy moments, and I love that the most.
Next question, second row center.
Asia, just was talking with Jewel, and she said that she's wearing this special pair of A1s for game one. Could you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you should ask Jewel. I don't want to spoil her PE, but yeah, her PE is very Matrix-like. It's red pill, blue pill type of vibe, and it's in this nice green, and it has kind of the font that the Matrix uses, and within the fonts is all of her. I mean, it's the gold mamba, it's the champion, the two-time champion, like it's all of her accolades, I guess. Say, and it's pretty cool to actually see them rock them. I saw them not too long ago, first time in hand, and it's dope. I'm grateful that I can share, the A1 with a lot of different people in this league, particularly her and Leash get their own PEs and their kind of pizzazz on it. So it's super dope to see her rocking them.
And then question for both of you guys. What's the biggest thing you learned about yourselves when you guys were going through all that adversity this season?
Ooh, where do I even start? I don't know. I think through that adversity, we got tighter. Like as a group, from top to bottom, there was a trust factor that just, you can't really fake trust. You try to create it, you try to recreate it, and you know and what it feels like, what it sounds like. And so in those hard times, I think the best thing that came out of that was this trust factor and this buy-in. We could have went our separate ways, and that we would never have had that run. So I think that was the biggest takeaway for me, is trusting everybody in that locker room and getting comfortable with being vulnerable. And I think that's where we really took our leap.
Next question, third row center.
Chelsea, I wanted to know just how you're feeling. You left the game, part of it, in Game 5, so I just wanted to know how you were feeling.
I'm good.
Okay, and then my second question is, with the short turnaround, can you guys rely on some of your regular season matchups with the Mercury, considering how much you guys have changed as a team and they have evolved to prepare for this matchup?
Playoff basketball, man, it's different beast. It's totally different than regular season. Maybe some like looks or plays or something, but somebody's playbook can be completely different. A lineup could change. The way they're scoring the basketball or defending could change. It's totally different with playoff basketball. Maybe a little scouting, little nuggets, but it's a brand new season, so we try to hone in on like playoff basketball play.
All the way in the back to the right.
Chelsea, just a follow-up on what you said about trust. Like, this team, you can't fake that, and you guys have built it the hard way. Maybe for both of you, Jackie and Jewel both mentioned there was a conversation that happened at some point this season where everybody just sat down and talked about what the team really wanted. Like, what was the goal and the why behind the season? I'm wondering if, okay, Asia's smiling, so I'm wondering if you could give some context on like maybe when that was and just what the basis of that conversation was.
I will say that everybody, it was behind closed doors and everybody got really vulnerable, and I think that allows for a safe space. And you don't always feel that, especially with new faces and new terminology and new people way of doing things. And so it was just a time to just people like wrong, right, and different, just to understand what people were thinking, what we were feeling. And that's how you take a step. People always say you got to get comfortable in the uncomfortable. And we've had some uncomfortable moments this season, and I think that's what made us a lot better, and that's what made us tighter.
Front row to your left.
Annie Costable, Front Office Sports. Asia, in this moment in the league, how important do you feel it is as a player of your magnitude, a face of this league, to use your voice to address pressing league issues?
It's huge. Obviously it is, and if I don't do it, the whole world is looking at me, and I always take pride in that, because I feel like being in the W, ever since I was in the W, we've always been a voice for the voiceless, and we also always stood on business. And when it comes to just voicing our opinions and what we believe in, we stand 10 toes down on that, and we don't ever shake from it. And I think right now, and just the magnitude of the person that I am and just the player that I am, I'm going to always use my voice, whether you like it or not, whether it's a whisper or a shout. I'm going to always do that. But at the same time, I'm always back up my... I think that's also
that's one of my
I think
next
I wrote that in
songs.
my book, low-key.
A whisper or a shout.
But no,
Period.
like, we don't ever shy from moments. And I think also as a unified front, we don't shy from holding each other accountable and going after the next big thing. And I think right now, obviously, the talk is going to be the talk, and we're going to continue to push the talk. And there are many other talks that we need to have, but I'm never going to back down from using my voice and making sure that it's heard for not just me, not just for the W, but for the generations coming up as well. So it does get tough. Everyone's going to always have a say, but we're not going to back down. We know exactly what we've got to this point, how we've earned, what we've earned, and what we're going to go after. But we have to continue to also put the greatest product on the court so they can continue to watch us and we can continue this momentum.
Next two questions from the front row right.
Quick question for both of you. Leading into these finals, it feels like players are more central to the story than ever. Brands like Nike and Adidas have shown how powerful it can be when athletes are at the heart of the brand. How do you see the W continuing to lean into that same idea with its players?
Well, Adidas can't really do anything with the league.
Nike, but 3 stripes.
I want to make sure I get your question right. Say your question one more time. How can the league continue to push storytelling through big brands? Is that what's the question?
Yeah.
I think it's on us. It really is. I think we have, and it goes back to what I was saying. I feel like we have our voice in our platforms that we're on. We're going to continue to navigate it in our own space and in our own words. I don't like when people tell a lot of stories for me. I don't like when people say things for me because I have a voice, and I'm going to continue to use that. So I don't think it's necessarily the league. It's us as individual. We are melting all different races and sexualities, like everything is so different. Now we can start writing our own stories. So yes, I'm going to have a brand like Nike that's behind me that lets me tell my stories through my shoes or through just the game. But it just really just comes from us individually and telling it our way.
What would it mean to you personally to win a championship the year of your signature shoe?
Man, that would mean the world. It really would. And it's something I really didn't even think about. But that would definitely mean a lot to winning in the A1 for sure. Yeah.
Next question, first row to the right.
Yeah, for either both, just being pushed so hard both series. How does that help you coming into this one?
We've been battle tested. We played a full series, both of them. I think we're also in like playing shape, like we just played. So I think that'll have an effect on us as well. We were battle tested. Each series they were completely different in different ways, but they were challenges, and so I'm proud of the way we responded to those challenges.
Next question, second row to the right.
Asia, you mentioned a little bit about Alyssa, but when you do face her at her prime, she's killing it right now. You are too. Just how much does that bring up your game when you go up against someone like AT?
It's always fun competing against AT because she is I don't even want to call her a post player, but she's a player that, she could facilitate the game. She could pick the game apart. And I don't get to guard that every single day. And so she allows me, and doesn't allow me, I try my best to make things very difficult. But the way that she sees the game, her vision, the way that she gets her teammates open, it's something that she adds and brings to this game and into that position that I don't see every single night. So it helps me elevate, whether it's the defensive schemes, whether it's just the personnel, to another level every single game. So, we're going to play our best basketball and give the people what they want, which is a good finals matchup.
Next question, third row to the right.
Hi, Asia. I feel an underrated part of your Defensive Player of the Year season. You led the W in switches this year, which is kind of a departure from what you've done in years prior. Just how proud of your growth in that area are you?
Oh, I'm very proud considering the guards that are in this league. I have no business being up there trying to guard them, but sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do in order to do things that you want. But yeah, it's I did not know that, but I definitely take a lot of pride in just slowing the basketball down, giving it a different look for my teammates, giving us extra possessions, but also putting myself out there. And if I get dropped, I get dropped. I learned my lesson. Don't reach.
All right, we have time for just one or two more. All the way to the right.
You'll have 2 days rest heading into game one. What have you thought about the pace of the postseason so far in this first iteration of the 3-5-7 format? And do you see any room for improvement?
I'll let you know after the championship round. The turnaround is quick. You have to get your mind right. You have to get your body right. There's not time to take a day off of not recovering because the games are coming quick, and especially those afternoon games. Like, you got to be ready and alert right away. And so I'll let you know how I feel about the format afterwards.
All right, these will be our final two questions, if you would, right there.
Chelsea, for you, I could be mistaken. This is Lenny's first WNBA Finals.
Lennox.
Does that play a little bit of a special role for you?
For sure. Him being there for these matchups in general has been great. He's wearing the shirts and all this stuff, and he gets to be around the team and gets to be around legends. And he might not remember. He might remember one thing. He just knows when the TV comes on, mommy's playing basketball. And he's excited. He loves the team and being around them on the plane and in the gym and stuff. And so it's less about like the games and him being there, but just being around this team and him having this experience at just a young age.
This will be our final question right here in the front row to the left.
Chelsea, Asia, this is Megan Hall with USA Today. My question, I actually asked Jewel this question as well, was one word to describe this Aces season. She said resilient. We've been through a lot of four-letter word I cannot repeat. And so my same question to you, what is your one word to describe this Aces season and why?
Dang. One word is crazy. Resilience is a good one. Dang, Jewel, that's pretty good.
I really could not put it.
I can't. One word. I'm so proud of her. Help. Phone a friend.
I have no idea. That's a stumper because one word can't describe us.
I would probably say. I'm using two. I'm not answering your question at all. Or three. Trust the process. You just don't really know what you don't know, and so us going through that prepared us for something bigger. Man, it was getting scary in the beginning of season. So trusting the process, we didn't know. We went through some hard times, some uncomfortable conversations. We had some uncomfortable film sessions, some plane rides, some practices, but it's all a part of a process that you're not really sure where it's going to lead. And our locker room trusting that, coaching staff trusting that, and it's led here to being in the WNBA Finals.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks very much.
Girl, I don't know.
Yeah, I got a word, but I don't know how to say it.